Hi, I'm Edin Song. I work at Oracle as a QA director. I usually work on test automation best practices and improving the test automation tools, and run some small projects that help the developers to produce better quality products for the Oracle Sales Cloud product. I've been always working on test automation for the last 9 years. Usually I was working on a small edtech companies, startup companies at the size of 100 to 500. It's a kind of first time for me to join a bigger team at Oracle to experience how is it working, how is it working for a big company as a small part of the big team, and it has been a great challenge for me, and it's very exciting experience for me. The small companies have different dynamics, and then it's kind of variability every day. The challenges come from different teams, but mostly, if you own a team, it's not. You're not doing same thing every single day. You're working on different projects. Different challenges come from market, from the nature of the small businesses, and so every day was a learning new things, resolving the new challenges, and it's been exciting for the 9 years. But I wanted to see how it's like more working in a stable environment where the challenges, the character of the challenge is different. And in the small environments, in the small companies, I've been some way I've been successful in transforming the small businesses to be a better place for people to work better, and that has been achieved to a certain level. And repeating that exercise, I wanted to do the similar things in a bigger company, in a bigger scale. So I look for the bigger company, one of the the big companies around my house, and Oracle happened to be very short commute distance from my house, so that worked out for me. I think the career change is not a change. Actually, it's a continuation of what you've been doing. So actually, something like your resume or LinkedIn profile has to reflect what you've been doing, what you want to do, and what you hope to do in the future. And looking for a job, when I was considering a job change from my previous company, there are a couple of things that I did. One of the things that I worked on is LinkedIn profile, where I was posting some interesting articles. Like I was working on a certain project. If there is some proprietary information, then I wouldn't be able to discuss it in the LinkedIn article. But I was able to write something that would be useful for the other people who are working on the same field, for example. So I was building up what I'm interested in, what I am excited for, every day, and I was able to implement that idea into the LinkedIn profile. And usually now, at the current state of job searches and the hiring processes, they don't necessarily require a resume. So I wouldn't recommend people who are looking for a job to write 3-4 pages of long resume at all. As far as the resume or LinkedIn profile states what the person, who the person is, what the person is looking for in the career, I think that's good enough. And the enthusiasm about learning new things, and the character of helping other people, whether that person really worked hard to achieve that goal by learning new skills. If it is obvious on the person's career and the profile, I think that is good enough. So what's important in interviewing itself, actually, the fact that you are interviewing someone face to face means that you have already shown enough that you're qualified to be hired at the place. Because people's time is very, very expensive, and especially interviewers' time is expensive. So they wouldn't waste time meeting you as a candidate unless you're already qualified to a certain degree. So if you're already at the place where you're meeting face-to-face with the hiring manager, you're already qualified. So you should be confident about yourself. And then I want to say that be yourself. That you don't want to be someone else that that wants the job, right? You want to represent yourself that that is naturally wanting to do something that you want to do, what you want to do, rather than try to fit into that place where it looks like the hiring manager is looking for this, then I'm going to say this. Eventually, it's going to come around to hit a person, or interviewing itself is a matchmaking process. I'm looking for a job. The company is looking for a candidate to fit into the place where the team is working together to achieve a certain goal. So if you represent someone else that you are not, then it's going to be a problem after you're hired. So it's a continuation of living, continuation of like everyday work. And so you're interviewing at a certain place shouldn't be a different thing than your everyday activity. So I recommend, but still, at the interview place, if there are a couple of tips, I want to say that be yourself, but energetic, enthusiastic about what you do, and has to present like as a continuation of your work. For example, if I say that I'm enthusiastic about learning new things, and then that should be proven by your career progress so far that I want to be a good programmer to help a certain company. Let's say that. And if the person had a skill set 3 years ago, a certain skill set, and then didn't add too much on that skill set, like new things are coming up as a new library, and then this person didn't know about it, and then resume doesn't reflect it, then the resume or career profile doesn't stand up for that person's statement. So I think it's being on the continuation of what you are is quite important at the interview. So I think Oracle as a big company has a lot of benefit. For example, it's a big company that has many locations. The offices in different locations like New York City. Like even in Silicon Valley, there is a headquarters in River City, one in Pleasanton, one in San Jose. So if I were to move to East Bay, I would ask my boss, like, hey, I'm gonna move to East Bay. I'm gonna go to Pleasanton office, and I can, sometimes I can work from home. Sometimes I can commute just once or twice in a week to meet the person in the team face to face, only a limited time, and then rest of the time I can work from the remote offices. That's possible in Oracle. So like that's one of the flexibility that a big company can provide. Smaller companies, like you have to appear in the office more than not. But the Oracle as a big company, there is a limitation too. Like understanding the differences between big companies and small companies. For those who want to apply to Oracle, understanding what you're looking for and what you're expecting to experience as a part of the career progress would be very important because somehow like what you want to do is the most important thing, and maybe it's not at a big company. Maybe it can be in a small company. I have experienced a lot of things in the small company, so I wanted to experience something big, different in the big company too. So that worked out for me. So I want to ask people who want to apply for Oracle without experiencing other companies, smaller, different sizes, then I would recommend look around and shop around. That would be my advice first. And second is, well, if you work at Oracle, what would you do? Is a question. And then if that fits with the hiring manager's intent, then that's good enough. And people are pretty smart. Interviewers are very smart in figuring out whether it's a good match or not. So I think it's an extension of the the tip I try to explain about interview process too. That it's like, if it is not a match, then it's a good thing. It's better to find out early. If it is a good match, you'll find it out no matter what you do. That it is a positive match. You'll find a good place in Oracle, and I think preparing especially something for to enter Oracle, I don't think it is a very relevant question. More relevant question is finding out what you want to do and find the right place where you are in the career, and like developing the career in different time of the career. There are different places to work for, and if that happened to be an Oracle, that's going to be great. So I encourage to check the chances. So I want to talk about a communication skill. What aspect of the communication skill is important to handle everyday tasks and show some leadership. I think it's perceived in any organization, regardless of the size of the organization, that certain personality in handling especially an abrasive communication situation. When people have conflict between teams, between individuals, they have different taste about technology, taste about how to solve a problem, and resolving the conflict actually leads into a place where people can show a character of leadership. And I face often a case where I'm angry at someone, I'm angry at a team. There are often like a kind of preset conflict between teams for a reason, because they are trying to achieve different goals. It's a subset goal as a part of the bigger goal, and it's meant to be like that. It's meant to be conflicting every single day, and being cool is a part of American education culture, and I learn a lot from them every single day. It's not a matter of language skill or anything. It's more of the problem solving on a communication. So often I face a situation where something is very obvious to me, that the other person is concluding to different decision, and then I'll be mad. This is so obvious that this person is not seeing this obvious thing, and then I get angry. And then if I'm angry, then it doesn't end very well. Actually, as a matter of fact, I often find that that person wasn't seeing it at all. So that needs a little bit of explanation. Explanation will help get out of the situation where the person will eventually agree with you. And more than often, I find myself, I wasn't seeing something obvious to that person. And I realized after a communication, after communication makes progress, then I find myself, I was an idiot, and then that person actually likes the way the communication solves out. So the thing is that no matter where you are, you realize that you're working as a part of the team. There's no when there's a contention, there's no individuals fighting for the matter of being superior or anything. They're just trying to find a problem, solve a problem, and find the resolution out of it. And realizing that you're just part of a bigger team, and we are trying to work out to be a better team, the better solution, and understand the person as a person, and be in other person's shoe. In that other person's shoe, to understand, why the person is trying to go to that place where I don't want to go to. So that would be quite important to put yourself in a place where you're perceived as a leader, and no matter where you are, Bay Area is pretty small place, and then 2 short bounds, you're gonna find someone who knows you in a new place, and that would be kind of disastrous if you didn't accumulate a good reputation within where you are. So controlling yourself and be a good communicator, be a good problem solver would be my tip.